It's finally springtime. You know what that means? Immediate hot weather. At least for me. You don't get to experience medium at best weather over here. No, it's just BAM! Summer in the 80s. It's only a preview for the summer. Now, there are benefits to this weather. If you live in the best parts, it's fantastic. Most of the plants, the flowers bloom, and it's just so pretty, to be honest. Now, with that being said, the sun is slowly but surely going to become a problem. It can get hot, even when the weather says it may be 70 degrees. It is not 70 degrees. Sometimes, not even a cool bath will satisfy you. You need a huge body of water. Now, I would be talking about the beach, but as I did a thing called growing up, I realized the beach isn't too fun. Why drive for long hours just to have sand going up your cheeks and shoes? Nobody likes that. Even getting a sip of that salt water on accident is the worst tasting thing ever. It has such a unique taste you just can't compare it to anything. So that is why I say we go to the lake. Another huge body of water without any worries of jellyfish, crabs, land sharks. You never know. Now, if I'm being honest, the lake is just superior to the beach. There's more freedom and you can do basically whatever you want. You don't need a license for kayaking, I don't think. And again, you don't have land sharks. But then again, you can't go to the lake without nothing. You could, but like, where's the fun in that? All you gotta do is just sit on a chair and looking at the water, not going into it. So, let's go one step at a time. I don't want to go too fast. My wife knows best. Now, the first step to everything is knowing where you want to go. You might be thinking, it's a lake. What do you mean? Are you dumb? Yes, but there's a difference between a lake and a river. Rivers are fast and flowing, and trying to find a spot to settle is harder than I was. Yes, lakes do the same thing. They could take you away if you're not careful, but it's slower. You can actually do things on the water and outside the water. So it's very important to choose the best locations. For this case, I'll just make up a place. We'll call this Shark Lake. We are headed to Shark Lake, baby, which sounds like a really shitty movie. You know if there's a movie called Ozark Shark? I don't know what the fuck that means. So, now that you have a destination, it's time to worry about the essential needs. Of course, you're going to want to go swimming, kayaking, and fishing. I won't focus too much on the fishing part because in all honesty, I've never fished. It sure does sound fun though. You just gotta watch out for the land sharks. I think the best place to find these general items are Dollar General. Seriously, most of my trips there have had some pretty good stuff, and especially the things we need for this trip. So we're gonna need a boat. Make sure it needs air because it's safer. Totally. Then you might need a couple of floaters. You don't want to drown. Don't forget the goggles because look at that beautiful view. So, now that we have our essentials, let's go to the lake. Oh, this sucks. Obviously, we can't have fun doing nothing, unlike other stuff. Now, most of the lakes I've been to have a built-in grill, like that thing in the ground that calls for, "Put a hot dog on me!" And so we need to go back to the store for more stuff. Take another trip to the store to get burnt wood, burger patties, or frozen burgers if you're lazy, and regular hot dogs. Please do not eat pre-made hot dogs. This has nothing to do with the video, but I'm just letting you know right now, be safe. And finally, some drinks. Oh yeah, and don't forget an ice box. You don't even need to buy one. Chances are there's going to be one sitting in your dad's garage or something. With everything this time going back to the lake, you would find yourself thinking, well, it's better than a beach. A huge benefit is that you're not walking like an idiot. There's all kinds of stuff to see. There's trees, bushes. I really said bushes? Bushes, tadpoles, it goes on and on. First things first is setting up shop. And that as easy as setting up a chair and boom, there you go, your next territory for the next 3 hours. Grab that inflatable boat of yours and start to inflate it. Not with a pump, I mean your mouth. Get your weak lungs and start putting some air in that bitch. I say that because it's funny that your breath is the one thing that keeps you alive. Now after a painful 20 minutes, you are in the water, and the one thing keeping you from being in the water is a cheap boat with a plastic paddle, so be careful. Now, the lake isn't all that great. If there's one thing not to like about it is, depending on where you go, the water can be absolutely strong. Both rivers and beaches are too, but like for the beach, that's for a good reason. When your face hits the sand on shore, it really makes you think, I'm so glad there's not a channel based on ocean tides. The water should not be this strong. You can't swim normally because if you go too far, the current will sweep you away. So being on a boat is probably the best option, an inflatable one at that. I've never found boating to be too much fun in all honesty, unless you're fishing, but there's stuff I have issues with too. I would rather play Fortnite than this! I think the actual swimming part is fun though, but like I said, don't get too far. Now, grilling burgers and nearly drowning aren't the only things you can do. You can also go hiking! Now, that was one thing I forgot to mention. You could walk through nature. It really boils down to what area you go to, it's all different. The one I really loved going as a kid, and still do to this day, was called Lost Lake. I don't want to know why it's called that. There's a really good area for hiking or just exploring. I got lost there once. It was fun. And different areas can mean something special. Not all lakes are the same, and that's really why I love going to them. Being able to get out of the city and sit through nature as you look upon the non-salt water and the trees and other things from afar. I've been taking this as more of like a solo thing, but if you bring friends or family or even both, it can be really fun, worthwhile experience. If it's a really good destination for birthday parties, graduation parties, or hell, just going out there for the fun of it. You can sit down on a chair and watch the water flow and allow your thoughts to finally think for themselves. And that about wraps up this video. The lake can be really fun, kind of boring at times, but I'd rather take it than playing Fortnite. What's going on? What's all that screaming for? Oh hell no! Is that a land shark? How did they get here? I'm out of here, man!
Don't you have